Hello. It's been a minute since I've been out here. We've had a lot of changes, as some of you know, through our past year. Oh, my hair. Just never going to look really fine. Anyway. Hello, here we are out in the she shed. We're here doing some sewing today. So we've had a lot of changes going on in our past year. January 2023, we acquired a grandson. He's now 9.5, Grandma, 9.5. And so we've spent the last year and a half getting adjusted and settling in and getting him the various support and that he needs for his emotional development, along with everything else that little 9.5-year-olds need. And so what I found is, you know what, when you mix up a pot of cement and there might be a little crisis going on in the house, and you go manage the crisis, when you come back, guess what? That cement has set, and now it's no more. So I tried that several times over the past year and a half, and I thought, okay, we're just not going to do this anymore for a while. So if anybody wants to know more about what's going on in that world, I'm happy to talk about it. You know, he's really come a long way, and he works hard at helping himself be able to manage those great big emotions that he will have. You know, that a lot of our kids sadly have, right? Out there in the world today, we have many, many children who struggle. I think we have many adults, I might be one of those, who struggle managing our emotions, understanding how to manage our stress. And so that's what we've been focused on for the past year and a half. It's definitely the work I do for a living, and so it's been very helpful to have that understanding and the support of my work. Anyway, so that's why the cement has gone away for a time, and it might pop back here and there. We're coming into our own now, but I told little guy, because he was feeling sad that Grandma wasn't doing the art that she loves, he was kind of blaming himself, and I'm going, oh, we don't want that. Grandma knows how to do a lot of things. And so I've landed on some things that I've been working on over the past year and a half. I've had to move to doing work, you know, that I can put down and come back and it's still there. And you can actually finish it. And so, you know, we get him tucked in at night, and I can do some sewing, some hand work. I'm not going to do the machine while he's asleep. We need him to stay asleep. And so, you know, I'll do some hand sewing, and I've created some things. So I'm going to show you some things I've created. But I have a really exciting project I'm going to show you. Okay. So anyway, that's why the big shift in the art. I'm going to show you my buttons. There's a whole sad story about buttons. Maybe I'll tell it one day. But I have spent the entire weekend resetting my she shed from cement work to sewing, painting, general arts and crafts. I'll still be doing my Native American jewelry, and so I've just done a lot of cleaning, sorting, organizing, resetting. Got some dolls up here. This is kind of the thing I'm going to be doing quite a bit, our various dolls. Right now you see that little gingerbread, where is it? Little gingerbread girl up there. I stayed up until like 1 o'clock in the morning Friday cleaning out here, and I had a space cleared, and so guess what, I worked on that. My little guy says, Grandma, you stayed up that late? I said yes. So anyway, there we are. You'll see some of the other little dolls here that I am Native American. This is a little Navajo grandma that I made, and I might show how to make those things. I made this little bear, and I saw a lady on Facebook Marketplace was selling some arts and crafts things, so I set up a time to go see her. She had sweaters. Look, this sweater fits. I have good karma. Anyway, so just some of the nonsense that we're going to get into, just on a different medium, okay? I will be doing painting. I love working in my sketchbook. I take my sketchbook, don't tell my mom, I take my sketchbook to church every Sunday, and I will draw in my sketchbook during church. Me and little guy, we both. And so I love getting into my sketchbook and the things that I do in there. I like creating greeting cards. So maybe I'll do some of that with you all too. But today, what do I have? I have some kitchen towels that I just thought was so great. So my husband thinks that this kitchen towel has no more value. Look how much usable space is still on this towel. Because it has a couple little holes. He said, no. I'm frugal and he's the upgrade king. So he said it's time to get some kitchen towels. I said, all right. So he's putting these in the camper. So they're not going to go to waste. They are going to get used by him. But this was really cool. And I said this came at a very fortuitous time because I was, of course, roaming around on social media looking for some fun things to create. And I found some kitchen towels that I love the fasteners, so they hang on your stove or hang on your refrigerator doors and they don't fall off and they stay there. I am not a fan of the towel holders that are crocheted and then they button on. I don't like the crochet thing on there. And I've seen some that have the fabric, but all of those get really messy and gooey because, you know me, I'm going to wipe my gooey hands all over them. So this one is just all towel. So I'm going to show you this. This is so cool. I did not invent this. I don't know who did, but whoever did, they should get a raise. So I've got my kitchen rod here so you can, curtain rod so you can see. I'm going to show you how this little towel attaches. There we go. So there's your towel. And it goes around this is your oven door handle. And it comes around here. There we go. And it buttons. Ah! Look at that. Look at that. Look. Yay! The ones I saw online snap. Now it's been a long time since I've gone to find some snaps, and wow, they are expensive. The little kind of fancy snaps that you're supposed to have. Again, too frugal for that. And so I came out and looked in my Sewing Notion stash. Don't judge me. So I don't know how old these are, but look at the price. 10 cents. Yes, I still have 10 cents. Oh, here's a card. 40 cents. Those were not on sale. Uh-oh, we're going up in price. These are 57 cents. So anyway, I'm gonna use my 10-cent snaps. 10 snaps. That means this snap I'm about to use is only 1 penny. That's it. So I did on the ones I sewed, I did for us the other day. I used a piece of grosgrain ribbon and I stitched it on there, and I went into my button stash here and found a button, and that's how I'm putting those on. Also, my husband wasn't a fan of the ribbon. We must please the husband. All right, if I want him to do dishes or work in the kitchen, I better please the husband, okay? So, he prefers the elastic, right? Because that stretches right over the button really easy, and he likes the elastic real well. But I'm going to make one with a snap, and I'm going to see if I like the snaps. And if I do, then I'll put some snaps on. But I decided to use the plain snaps that don't have a decorative back because I want them to match the other ones I did. So I'm just going to sew buttons over the snaps after I do those on. Look at that. I love buttons. So anyway, so that's all we're going to do. I went and I got this package of, what are this, 10. These were $12.98 at Walmart. And don't tell my kids, but many of my daughters are going to get a set of these for Christmas. So, you know, $12 Christmas present, that's all I can afford. So there we are. So I've got my new towel here. There we go. And I'm just going to sew the snaps on. Okay. Got my needle threaded already. And I like to wax my thread. It keeps it from tangling. You can get this little beeswax, and it'll help keep your thread from tangling. Years ago, my oldest daughter, wow, she was 2, I don't know, years ago, so 30, 40 years ago, I had my own sewing business out of my home, and then I also did have a brick and mortar where I did sewing and alterations, and I made costumes of all kinds, and clothes. I made a lot of my children's clothes when they were younger, and my mama taught me how to sew, and so I'm really glad. So now I'm back full circle, back around to it. So let's see, I better make sure I put my snaps on the right way. So if I want, this one's going to need to go on the underside and one will go on the top side. Okay. Oh dear. All right. Here we go. So I don't know, those of you that are logging in to watch me right now, there's no cement happening. If you do not sew, maybe you'll pick up a few tips and tricks and you might try a little project. This one is so inexpensive, so easy to do. You don't need any special equipment. You need a needle, a thread, a pair of scissors, some snaps, your buttons if you wish, and your inexpensive towel. Nice, inexpensive bridal shower gift, Christmas gift, birthday gift, just a gift. If your husband makes you get new towels, then it's a gift to yourself. Alright, so we're going to just, I like to hide my thread right inside that little casing, that little hem, so it's not going to show. And then we just do a very simple slip stitch. I'm going to put about 3 inside of that button. Inside of that snap. And I'm stitching to the hem, which is going to give a lot more security and stability. Now I'm going to run my needle back behind the snap in the fabric, going right into the fabric, and I'm going right behind that snap. And then I'm going to come back up through that hole, and I'm going to do about 3 more stitches. My thread is doubled, and so I've got 6 threads going through there when I go around it 3 times. And you could go around it 4 or 5 more times, but I think 3 times with a strong double thread is going to be just fine. And then going to again go back behind in the fabric, back behind there, that snap, and up. You can see how quick this is happening. It's just, you know, and to do 12 of these, it might take you an hour, and that's not awful for a gift. And your 10-cent snaps. Anybody else out there have sewing notions that are like old like that? I just love old sewing notions. I've got my wooden spools. Look at this one, 15 cents, and I still use this thread. I've had these spools of thread. Oh my goodness, a good 30 years, and I got them at a yard sale. They just, I think the sewing shop from ages gone by closed that year, and I snatched up a lot of things. And I've held on to them, even though I wasn't sewing. You never know when you're going to need a snap. And you don't want to pay $2 for it. So I tell my grandson, you know, if we can save money in different areas of our life, then that gives us money to do things that we enjoy later. So he's really helps me remember and figure out, and he, by not complaining, this child does not complain when I say, you know what, that's going to be a little expensive, let's look for it on sale, let's wait a little while, let's save a little more money, right? And he's all good with that. It's very nice, right? He's a pretty content little fella. And so but we talk about budgeting money. I budget money, time, and energy with this kiddo. And it's working. So anyway, let's see here. I've got this snap all on. So you see the snaps have little holes or goes around, and I put 3 stitches in each of those holes, and that snap is on there. I am tying a knot into that last stitch that I took there, and then I'm going to run my thread underneath the snap again and out the towel. I want to hide that tail. So there you go. So now you don't have any knot showing, you don't have any little tail showing. That's very nice. So now I'm just going to sew the snap on the other side. So look, if I've got the snap, this is the wrong side of the towel, you can see the hem. So I've got a snap here. That means I need to make sure the other snap, the other half, is on the right side. So one is on the wrong side corner and one is on the right side corner, okay? Just like that. So I was in 4-H. My mom was teaching me how to sew. One of my first projects was a swimming suit cover-up made out of a bath towel. Back when a bath towel would wrap around me. Okay. So little guy came in just a little while ago. He just finished his lunch, finished his show. He gets to watch TV and eat lunch at the same time, and that's always a treat. There's no TV in the morning, so he gets TV with his lunch, and he gets TV with his dinner up to his bedtime. And so the rest of the day he's got to occupy himself with toys, or he plays out here with me, or we do an activity together. He get Papa to play with him. But my husband and I are both still working, and so so today afterwards he came out and he said, Grandma, I'm all done with my lunch and my show. I said, all right, let's go get that laundry off the line. We don't use our dryer. We live in Arizona. So, frugal. So this little guy hangs up his laundry. I washed it, and he hangs up his laundry on the line. And then he had to go get it off, and he puts his laundry away, and he's going to hang up that second load of laundry of his. So there you go. This is what we do. No video games. There's hanging up of the laundry. And he doesn't mind. Very nice. Oh, goodness. Summertime in Arizona. Your laundry dries on the line in literally about 20 minutes. I'm going to finish sewing this one on, and then we're going to sew the button on, and we'll show you what it looks like, okay? We're just going to keep on going. All right, so I have both snaps, each of the halves. So if we're pretending it's around the towel rod. Look at that. That's what you want it to look like. And so I'm going to sew the button on this side. Now, if you're really doing fine sewing, you know, me of course, sewing is a little more precise than cement. However, I'm not going to use a white thread. My towel is white, my button is white, but I'm going to use a red thread because my towel has red stripes. So I'm going to let myself be creative and use red thread. And so my snap is here. I'm just going to place that button right over that snap, and I'm just going to sew my button on. So once again, I'm going to hide the tail of my thread inside this hem, so it's not going to show. And I'm just going to sew my button on. Take it through. And I'm going to take my needle through both layers of fabric on that hem. I've hit the back of that snap. There we go. My husband will probably like this snap idea even better. Doesn't even have to deal with buttoning anything. So I'll have him test this one out as he washes the dinner dishes this evening. But it has been really nice. We hang our towels, of course, on the oven handle, like and on the refrigerator door, like a lot of people do, right? And these have just stayed put. They haven't fallen off the oven. They haven't gotten in the way. We just love it. Uh-oh. I'm talking and not paying attention. Look what I did. I was supposed to go through here and I didn't. So there you go. So now what do you do when you do that? Well, you have to cut off your thread. Make another knot in your thread. So the button's on, but it's not, that thread, I had to cut it off of here, so it's not knotted. So I'm going to go through that button a couple of more times so that it won't come off. See? It's all about critical thinking, problem solving, you know, that kind of thing. And then pay attention, Vanna, to what you're doing. How many times a day do I say to our little guy, stay focused? Stay focused. I don't think that this 63-year-old has the capacity to stay any more focused than the 9.5-year-old with some emotional baggage. So, he and I are in it together. He says we're a good team, Grandma, because I'm very much like it. All right, yay! We accomplished the task. I'm going to, underneath the button here, that's where I'm going to knot my thread. Just by creating a loop, I'm going to put my thread through that loop, bring it down, go in again, do a loop. You could do a loop and wrap that thread around the needle again, and so you've looped it twice, kind of like a surgeon's knot right there. Now, once again, I'm going to take that thread through the hem, through the towel, and it's going to come out over here because I want the tail of the knot inside the hem so it doesn't show. You like my little pincushion? I made it. If you give a mouse a cookie. I made this a few years ago. All out of felt. Maybe I'll teach you how to make one of these. This was really fun to do. It's my pincushion. It's all glued to this little plate, so. All right, we're gonna test it. There's my kitchen handle. Going all cattywampus here. All right, there we go. Oh, you like my pants too? All right, here we go. And we're going to snap it on. It is snapped. Yay! Look at that. And then you bring it down and you flare it out. And look, it's like a little bow right there. Look at that. Isn't that just sweet? I love it. I love it. I think the snaps are going to be great. I think I'm going to, this batch here, this is the rest of the ones I'm going to do for our home. I'm going to do snaps. I like that. Going to test it. Will it stay on? Will the snap come unsnap? You know, as we kind of lean over and wipe our hands. We got to do some testing. But I think that looks really nice. I like the snap. On these guys, when you button it, some of the elastic shows, the ribbon shows, but this is really cool. It's just very finished looking. I like that. So moving forward, snaps is how we're going to do it. All right. Hopefully we will get back out here and do some projects. I'm moving and gearing up for Christmas around my house because I am wanting to make some different dolls. Let me show you some things I've got going here before we close off, okay? So I've showed you this one here that I'm doing. I've got this one. Isn't she so cute? Look at that. Made her shoes. Look at that. So cute. And, you know, so I'm making all the doll bodies ahead. Right? So that's this little doll right here. I have underwear on. So making all the little doll bodies. And this one I think I'm having fun because I'm joining the legs with the little buttons. And so you got joints, and I have her head will turn. It turns. I want my dolls to be articulated. When, you know, back in the day, I had a lot of dolls. I was a doll player. And they were very stiff, and I loved them, and I dressed them, and I played with them and all. But it was a little frustrating for me because their arms wouldn't do what I wanted their arms to do. They didn't sit the way I wanted them to. And so the dolls I'm making will have arms and joints that will move. And these don't have, but I'm going to start putting wire in the arms too so that they can bend and they can hold things. So that's what I enjoy doing. This little bear loved this little sheep. Saw him on Pinterest. Very cute. I like that. I envision maybe like on a baby mobile. I don't know, but I think he's real cute. Right. She turned out so sweet. A large tomato can. That's what her body is. Her legs are the inside tube of aluminum foil wrapper, right? So this is just the aluminum foil. Styrofoam feet, styrofoam head, and she's covered in felt, and I made her little dress. So I saw this lady on Pinterest, and I saved the video. I'll put the link in, and so when I make this one, I'll give you the link to where you can find her. She's got all kinds of things. You'll want to watch her because she's way better than me. Santa Clauses and gnomes and sleds that they push, and oh, it's fun. She's using a lot of recycled stuff, so cardboard and cans and things like that she covers in felt. This one I had to make. I think I might just have to have a gingerbread themed Christmas this year, so I'm making more of these. All right. The same lady made this little guy. Again, a can and tubes. These are toilet paper tubes that we've covered up. And he's actually, oh, and his hat is also a little cardboard, but he's actually like a little container. Ah! Like this. So I'm gonna make it. The next one I make, I'll wire his arms so that they can bend and they'll not just hang down. He kind of looks a little bored or depressed. I don't know which. But there we go. I like that one too. I've been learning to embroider in this last year and a half. So I made this little jacket and a little dress, but I did the embroidery. Her face is all embroidered. So not too awful there for just learning. They're not as fine as I'd like, but you don't have to do everything perfect, right? So anyway, that's the craziness that we're going to get into here, is making dolls, just kind of all kinds of dolls and other kind of crafts, whatever I find that I enjoy making, I'm going to share with you. And this is one of those activities I can start and put down. I come out here, do what I do out here, and then the hand and the finishing sewing I do in the house, like these new towels that I don't need a sewing machine to make. I can do those while we're watching television in the evening, you know, and so that's because I can't sit and do nothing. I have to be doing something with my hands all the time. So anyway, guys, thank you for your well wishes through this past year and a half. And it's just been so heartwarming to know and to have you comment that you wished I would come back and you hope that we were well. And I'm really touched by those of you that have let me know that my videos not only help you be able to create things, but also bring a smile to your face. That's one of the things I enjoy doing. My little guy says, Grandma, everywhere we go, you talk to people. I think that's my daddy. That's my daddy in me coming out. We need to be friendly with the people in the world, right? Smile at people. And the Amazon guy came today delivering something. I ran and grabbed. I said, you need a bottle of water. Let's take care of you, right? And I know he's got water. He's taking care of himself. But to be able to think about each other and just kind of do for each other and give somebody the opportunity to smile today, that's what I enjoy doing. I need to smile every day. And so I appreciate all of you for viewing. I hope you like the video. Comment, subscribe, all the stuff that, you know, you're supposed to do, I guess. If you want to know if I'm going to be back on, and when I come back on, then you want to subscribe and be able to do that. So have a great afternoon, and thanks for being with me today.